I'm not here on some victim mentality shit. When I talk about Chicanos and when I talk about brown pride, I'm talking about brown empowerment.
Welcome to Chicano Con. Fuck me. Welcome to Conchas Con Chicano. I am one of your hosts, Sergio Javier Valverde.
And I am Eduardo Rios.
We're Houston Texan artists. I do film. He does music. You can check us out. Link in the below. But
And photography.
that too. Can't forget that. We're just Chicanos talking about Chicano shit, brown people shit, politics, culture, commentary, everything.
Current
Whatever.
events, whatever
you think
comes
about.
under the sun. So no conchas and no well, chicanos too. No
Chicanos,
conchas
There's a lot
and
of
no
Chicanos.
cafe, but we do have cerveza.
Cerveza, but
We gotta-
it's
we gotta
technically
check
not cerveza for the censorship. I don't know.
Is there actual censorship?
Nah.
You can't drink beer on.
Now, sometimes little like motherfuckers on TikTok are like, "Oh, I see something that is for adults only, so it restricts your."
Okay, you know what? My
Your
bad.
reach.
I'm gonna
No, it's alright.
put it. Nah, yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're adults. Obviously, drink responsibly,
Drink
Uh,
responsibly. Yes, I am over the age of 21.
and so am I.
Well over.
But yeah, we don't have conchas today. We don't have cafe, but we are here at Black Magic Social Club
Black Magic Social Club.
over at the little Foos Don't Cry event.
So, held together by Chicano Boulevard, actually, which special guests coming up later.
Yeah.
Tonight.
But I really wanted to start off into just discussing what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah. So last podcast actually kind of similar circumstances in a way where we just finished going to a protest, which we actually did. We went to the protest by PSL, correct?
Yeah, PSL.
PSL, yeah, shout out to them. They held a protest today in solidarity with Minnesota. Today is January 23rd, right?
I think so.
Today's 23rd of January, so there is an official strike on the whole government today, and especially in Minnesota, they're doing a complete general strike. It's actually
Yeah.
massively successful.
It's incredible, just the massive what's the word? Just
Rally.
the labor organizing.
Yes, the organization.
to-
yeah,
Put this together in such a short span of time
exactly.
and have it be the entirety of Minnesota is really like that's with I forget if it's like 10% union participation within the country
Yeah.
as of now. It's really impressive that is what is happening over there.
100%. Now, just to clue you guys in. So again, last time we just got out of a protest, and the reason why was because of the strikes on Venezuela, which almost feel like last year's news. Which I mean, technically it was, but like it feels as if that was forever ago. Because immediately preceding that was the death of Renee Nicole Good, which is why there's any kind of protest in Minnesota right now. Well, not the full reason why.
Yeah.
ICE has done a full crackdown. Operation Metro Surge is what they're calling it in Minnesota and Minneapolis. It's disgusting, and that is the reason why there's so much political uproar in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, it's man, it feels like yesterday. Venezuela, the kidnapping of its leader and the lady of the country were kidnapped, and then almost immediately after, shit in Minnesota was happening. And it was like it's been ongoing for a while, but it like escalated to a point where Nicole Good was murdered.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly overwhelming. I certainly had a lot of trouble just keeping up.
Oh yeah, man.
It feels like so much is happening all at once, and it's really incredible to see the people of Minnesota who have rallied together and put together a general strike, who are continuing to monitor and track ICE agents,
Yeah.
unmarked vehicles,
Yeah.
and do incredible community work,
Community work,
It-
solidarity
amongst each other.
amongst each other.
Because obviously, people who don't live in Minnesota are like, she shouldn't have.
She shouldn't have.
Bullshit.
Which is, we're gonna talk about that in a second.
Not
but go
even.
ahead.
It's stuff like that I feel like, given it airtime, feels like that's not the point. It doesn't matter whatever he- the fact is she was killed, you know,
Murder
and
in
it's
cold blood.
there's no justification of it. And just as recently, um, a little kid got used as bait.
Yes.
A little kid got used as bait.
Little 5-year-old.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name, but you know I'll put it up.
I'll look it up while you're doing it.
Yeah,
I'll look it
but
up while you're doing it.
he was used as bait to lure his father out of his home, and then the dad was taken immediately afterwards, and then the kid as well was taken to some detention facility in San Antonio.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was the worst part, that they immediately moved them to a Texas detention center.
And
Liam Adrian Conejo Ramos and his father,
yeah,
Liam Adrian Conejo Ramos.
this isn't like obviously. I don't want to keep repeating like, oh, this isn't the first time we've seen this. You know, obviously it's important to be aware of history, but
Yeah.
it's very jarring to see it happening so
In a blatant manner?
yeah, so
Such-
blatant and
so
so
blatant.
recent. And I feel like a lot of people are struggling with the fact that it's happening here.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is not what happens in a first world country type shit. But you know, people are seeing it happen, and it's a really disheartening. It's really like frustrating and heartbreaking that that the audacity of the government to continue its operations when it's very very clear that they're not welcome, and then the incompetency of the Democratic Party to finger wag at Trump and the Republicans and say
Threatened with
Yeah.
strongly worded letters.
yeah say get the fuck out of here, ICE, and then vote to add more funding as of recently.
Or go on a fucking podcast and say, "Oh, well, we can't do anything about it."
Oh yeah, like fuck Gavin Newsom. Like,
Fuck all of them.
what do you mean you're sitting down with like Ben Shapiro and like having cordial conversation?
Or denying the genocide in Gaza.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. Ben Shapiro is a weeb. He's a fucking loser.
I am against bullying, but I would have bullied him in high school. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would have given him a fucking swirly and pulled his wedgie, dude, or some shit.
Like-
I don't know, giving him a wedgie.
The thing about Ben Shapiro, he's a
Fucking
failed
dweeb.
he's a failed writer.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to do originally. He grew up around like the Hollywood elite and shit. You know, his dad is very like prominent or whatever, and he wanted to so desperately be part of that community, to be a writer, to be an artist, and he sucked so fucking much that he gained so much contempt and so much, what's the word? You hold
Disdain,
disdain, resentment
resentment.
to a point where he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna start shitting on every minority in the world except, you know.
So it's okay. I will bring it back to Renee Nicole Good because I do have stuff to say about that. However, just to comment on this, there is a large amount of I guess connection between being a conservative, I guess grifter. I call them grifters because a lot of them don't really fucking believe what they're saying, and also being uncreative as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it started with the original fucking chud, Adolf Hitler being a failed fucking artist and shit like that. But then you had Michael Knowles. He was a failed actor. Also kissed a man on camera too.
Nothing
Matt
wrong
Walsh.
with kissing a man, but he's also lame as hell.
No, I say that because he's extremely homophobic.
Yeah.
Extremely homophobic. You know. So
Same thing as like Trump grabbing Rudy Giuliani's breasts as he is in drag. It's
Yeah. And so you have Michael Knowles, and then Ben Shapiro's a failed writer, and then you have so many more political commentators out there that actually wanted to be something else, but
Yeah.
they just failed to be creative. And then they turn into this whole shit show of a person,
Yeah.
a human being that.
and they're still
You know.
failing.
Yeah,
you know,
they're still failing, but
Like,
they're failing upwards, and that's the problem.
there's
They're
more.
failing
Yeah,
upwards, and that they're bringing other people down with them as well. too,
yeah.
you know?
There's more institutional backing among
Yeah.
the conservative pipeline to because obviously they promote capitalism, elitism, you know, keeping the wealth among the billionaire elites.
Yeah.
So there's more incentive to fund them and their platforms. Saying about
Renee.
Renee.
So I wanted to make my point about that real quick. You made a lot of good points, and I wanted to add on to that. I think the most disappointing slash well, not disappointing because I don't expect anything from the government, but I think the most egregious thing is what they're telling us to believe. It's it goes back to the whole 1984, and the last and most essential command is the government party telling you to not believe what you see or what you hear and all that bullshit. But it's like it's crazy how like relevant that is in regards to Renee Nicole Good. Obviously, everybody's seen the footage, and if you haven't seen the footage, I mean, then you
don't
just
need to.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need to go see that because it's honestly horrible. If I'm being honest with you, she did everything I would do in terms of like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. She's not even super political. It was her wife that was doing it, as if it matters though, because it's her right to protest, and she literally backed up. If she really wanted to run that motherfucker over, she would have ran right through him. But no, she backed up and she turned her wheels to the right. This dude literally switched his fucking hand to pull the trigger. So, anyways, in regards to that, I think it's Chrissy Nome, Greg Bavino, and JD Vance,
Yeah.
and all of them telling us this was a domestic terrorist and dragging her name through the mud. They could have just said this was a tragedy. We're gonna look into this. This shouldn't have happened, but they had to double down. And then, see, that's the hallmark of fascism, is their incompetence, because that is incompetence. Not even, I guess, your smarter fascist governments would do that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't completely condone that. They wouldn't even come out and say complete immunity is granted to those working in law enforcement right now. So, or DHS.
And I mean,
ICE
like,
enforcement.
ICE agents are such pussies.
They
Like,
are such pussies, dude.
like they're so scared to show their face. They're so scared to go into like a restaurant wearing whatever identification. They're so
Yeah.
scared to like, you know, do their job. It's like you're such a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
And
And they
to,
felt the need
to,
to kill a
to pull out a weapon.
50-year-old, 40-year-old woman.
Yeah, to pull out a weapon against an innocent bystander who's doing nothing.
Wrong place at the wrong time. Mother.
It's complete like the it's insane.
Guys,
The power.
she had stuffed animals in her fucking glove compartment, bro.
It's the images
was-
are haunting.
It's
yeah.
It's like, and so that to me is a hallmarker of how this government has risen to where it's at, and how they even got the votes to back that up is
I
through
mean-
extreme propaganda. This is what, like, I sound like a broken record, guys, but I want to emphasize this: everything you see and hear on the media is fake.
Yeah.
Every take you hear from these fucking people are fake. It is planned, it is organized, and it is extremely meticulous. Planned and shown in a way that is going to make you feel a specific way about this. The most powerful human emotion is anger. The second
Yeah.
is fear. And they play on that really well.
I want to add because there is a lot of obviously propaganda. There's propaganda now that is trying to manufacture consent
Yeah.
with the existence of ICE, because Democrats aren't out and going saying we are gonna abolish this.
Yeah.
You vote for us in the midterms, we're gonna fight this, we're gonna abolish this. They're not saying that. They're saying they need more training. We need to reform.
Fuck Cory
ICE.
Booker. Fuck Cory
Yeah.
Booker, bro.
And if it's the leaders in the Democratic Party who are saying these things, that they're not serious about actual change, for actual justice for those who have suffered under ICE, under the administration. And it's a continued example from Kamala Harris refusing to say it's a genocide and condemning Israel and swearing to ban money and weapons going to the state of Israel. It's the same bullshit. It's like you're supposed to be the opposition
bullshit.
party, but you're not doing any opposition.
So yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's kind of like when Kamala Harris brought in Liz fucking Cheney into her into her campaign. It's like, bro, why are you trying to be MAGA-like? Like, why are you trying to appeal to MAGA? They will never vote for you. It's like, do you want Coke Zero or do you want Coca-Cola? Like, you're gonna want Coca-Cola, bro. You're not gonna want Coke Zero, dude. You might be a weirdo and you might, prefer Coke Zero over Coca-Cola, but it's like, why? Why not be your own thing? Why not be fucking Sprite? Like, you could be Sprite. You don't have to be Coca-Cola. But at the same time, that's how they are. And so the Democrats are extremely incompetent. I actually, as a matter of fact, I think the Democrats are extremely jealous
Oh
of the
yeah.
power that the Republicans have. Oh my God, do you think the Democrats wouldn't love anything more than to be the Republicans right now?
Yeah.
Which is why they capitulate. Which is why they refuse to eliminate the Jerry no, fuck, the filibuster.
Filibuster. Yeah.
The filibuster, yeah, which was so close to happening, by the way, during the government shutdown.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Democrats capitulating to the Republicans' demands, and which we all fell out without health care, and we all just suffered for a month with
Yeah.
that
The
government
fucking
shutdown.
shutdown was like the
Yes.
longest in history, and what the fuck?
And we got nothing
happened?
out of it because all these Democrats in the Senate and in the House
Yeah.
failed us.
They're
as people.
not capable of leading the party.
No.
They're also incapable of actually doing something for their
Constituents, yes, they do not represent the Democratic Party, but we are forced into this two-party system because they are not Republicans. That's the only thing
Mhm.
that they have going for them, is that they're not Republicans, and that's pissing me off, man. I mean,
Yeah, and then it's why I feel like right now it's the most optimal, most important time to back candidates um, who aren't part of this two-party system, who
Yes.
continue to capitulate among Republican demands,
Yeah.
and also just like actually advocate for shit that is important,
Yeah.
shit that like majority of the United States agrees with.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed. And to that point, let's bring it to a more localized level for a lot of you. Or I highly doubt we're having anyone watching in fucking Arkansas, but you guys are in Texas, right? So let's talk about the Senate race in Texas on the Democratic side. We have James Talarico, and then we have
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. So let's talk about them real quick.
Man.
What are our choices? We have Israel or Israel. That's the only thing that I fucking see. Because James Talarico recently came out, and I was so disappointed. He came out and said, "Yes, I would fund defense for Israel." It's like, oh,
It's not like
I wanted to vote for you, bro. Jasmine Crockett was already out. Her voting record is actually atrocious. She talks shit, but like, it's just like Gavin Newsom. You could talk shit, but like, what is your voting record? What do you stand for? Like, they're really good wave riders, but they have no substance.
and it's
They don't believe in anything.
it feels like such a like bullshit like conceding of this
Yes.
idea that, oh, it's Texas, you gotta be kind of conservative to win. That's completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. Beto O'Rourke came so close to winning against Ted Cruz.
Yes.
um I forget when it was, like
2022, right?
I don't
That was
remember,
the 22 midterms.
but he was so close. And like this is a dude that said we're gonna take your guns or whatever.
Yeah.
In Texas. And he
did-
still came so close to winning, which is just evident that capitulating and being conservative light is not gonna
No.
win you votes as a Democrat, because
Yes.
this is also the primary. So
Yeah.
this is like also the prime time to criticize these figures,
Yes.
which people are so afraid of doing. People are already like accepting Gavin Newsom as a presidential
As the heir
candidate.
apparent to
Yeah.
the fucking
What the
Democratic
fuck are we
Party.
doing? It's like he's not. We're not in a royal
Trust him, man.
like.
I don't trust him, bro.
Yeah, we're not in a
Don't trust him.
monarchy.
We're
but
not. We're not.
it's criticizing these motherfuckers so heavily that they either run off because they're scared of losing and like looking dumb as fuck, or we find someone else to uplift and
And
give
actually
them that-
represent the
Yeah.
values and beliefs of the community.
which is always like always going to be a hard thing to do, because third party rarely ever wins. And so working within the system, I feel, is the way to go.
Yeah.
To push out those who are extremely like Republican light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
especially in Texas, because I feel like Texas needs more radical fucking like opposition.
Mhm. I agree with that 100%. And unironically, dude, Jasmine Crockett actually made a good point when she was like, "I'm not trying to appeal to MAGA voters. I'm trying to appeal to the Democrats." And I'm like, bro, that's the energy you need. But I wish you also didn't vote like shit.
Yeah.
Like, she would have had my vote if she didn't vote like shit. Now I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting out of the Democratic primary, right?
Yeah.
For the Senate seat because they're both trash.
Yeah, and like
Fuck them. And fuck
this,
anyone that supports Israel.
like your attitude is also the attitude of many regular everyday people,
Yeah.
where they see these two candidates who are just like
Milk
almost
toast.
yeah, milk toast, almost exactly the same in policy and voting record, and don't really have that much of a difference.
No.
Um, because I don't think I've heard a single one of them say I'm gonna work for abolishing ICE or whatever, you know. And if neither one of them has said that, it's like, then who the fuck, you know? Because a lot of people are also single issue voters
Yes.
a lot of the times. And if you hear one candidate say, I'm gonna abolish ICE, and the other one says it too, then it's clear what's going on. But personally, I don't think I've heard them say anything about that. Um, so like, what do they what do they believe in? Do they?
They don't believe in anything. And it's not like they're locked into anything really. I mean, kind of maybe they are with the whole APAC shit.
Mhm.
But if we're looking at like a real politician and guys, let's right off the bat, I know he may seem cool, but we should always be wary of politicians. Zoran Mamdani came out today talking about ICE can only operate with judicial warrants in their city. They will not impede on anybody's civil rights. And not only that, right? He talked about pre-K and 3K programs being for every child that is a New Yorker because that's what he believes, right? And he stood on business. He does absolutely criticize Israel. He denounces what's happening in Gaza right now.
Yeah.
Like he's a solid politician
He's
right now.
Yeah.
So and he's extremely successful. It's really the Democrats not believing that.
Yeah,
It's possible.
it
Like
became
he's so successful,
like
but they're not copying that
let me say
because
something.
they don't believe in that.
It became like uh because during the lead up to the mayoral uh, fucking election, they were talking about, oh, this is New York. His ideas aren't gonna work in New York. It's New Yorkans don't want that or that bullshit. And then once he's in there and people are like, oh yeah, we fuck with that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this doesn't work everywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times can you try to get away with saying that before you stop like getting in the way of your own success? Because Democrats are the fucking like goats at losing right before they win.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're really good at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory is what we like to say.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, guys, there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening, a lot of things that might make you lose hope a little bit. But January 23rd, let it be known that the Minnesota protests, the general strike, has been extremely successful. And they're not more powerful than us. They're just more organized than us. But when we actually organize and when we fight, we win. So keep that in mind. Like I've always said, community, solidarity, unity, stand together, and nothing will get in your way. Firme Funk. Yeah, with Chicano Boulevard, all right? So say what's up to the
in the
crowd,
house.
bro. Yes, sir.
How's everybody doing, man? Hope y'all good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So aquí estamos, bro. We're at Fools Don't Cry or Fools Can Cry.
Yeah, fools can cry. Of
Fools
course,
can
man.
cry.
But it's called Fools Don't Cry.
Fools
Play
Don't
on
Cry.
the Boys Don't Cry.
Yes, sir.
It's our version for those who may or may not give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's our version, Chicano style, of all these songs and all these things that we grew up, right?
Yes, sir.
We call it the goth sing, but not to like incorporate ourselves into the whole subculture that is goth. Like much respect to it, and people who live and breathe that shit every day. Like, hey, much respect. I grew up going to goth clubs. Fucking Isaac's sister. He'll tell you probably later, man. His sister's got the sickest fucking record collection of all this music. Anyways, right? Like again, that's what I'm saying. Like these are influences that we had growing up as Chicanos, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to goth clubs, it's usually white based.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It's usually like, you know what I mean? It's cool when you vibe out on the dance floor and it's all good. But for guys like us, you walk away from the dance floor and then all of a sudden it's like cut your purse status, right? Like
Yeah, but
who the fuck is this guy gangster in our goth world, right? Like, you know what I mean? When really I'm just trying to be there to enjoy the music.
Yeah.
So like
This
This
was
is-
only here for women.
Right? Yeah. No, yeah. Not even that, fool. Like, not even that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, goth girls are beautiful, but I don't try and step out of no boundaries.
exactly.
When I used to go to those things, it was to dance, fool. Like, that's what drives me as a DJ, right? I like to make people dance because I like to dance.
Yeah.
So this is our version of that, right? It's like you go to these, famous goth clubs and they're dope, but this is for Chicanos. This is for the Mexican Americans who are in both these worlds, and we try and cater to that. You know what I mean? We want, like any other Chicano Boulevard event, we want people to feel comfortable in who they are.
Yeah.
And to create a space for that. You know what I mean? We're brown people, and we want to support other brown kids and youth and people our age and all these things, and know that, hey, this is cool shit.
Yeah.
It's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
We'll put our stamp of approval on it and hope you fuck with it. You know what I mean?
So what I love about that, man, is that kind of goes back to something I've talked about before, and you and me have had these conversations in private. Is that as Chicanos, people try to put us into a certain category, but we can fit in anywhere. And believe it or not, bro, I mean, just like you said, a lot of goth clubs is puro white people. But I've also been to goth places where it's puro pinches Mexicanos and Chicanos.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's like we can exist as Chicanos and still be a goth, bro.
For sure.
And it's like you told me earlier, this place packs out, right?
No, for sure.
There's like hella people. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's actually a lot of people coming through. And it's like there is a market for this. And us Chicanos also do love this kind of music también.
No, yeah, for
and
sure.
there's a market for it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Again, it's like,
Or demand.
How can you not? How can you not, right?
Yeah,
like,
¿verdad?
these things, like these things overtake the United States, right? And we're all living here.
Yeah.
We're all living here, and music moves us, and it's so inspiring, and goth too is like, it's almost like punk, right? Like where like you can be politically charged by it, and it just helps you breathe and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm emotional because fuck, man, my life is pissing me off. You know what I mean? Like my mom, my dad, whatever, politics with the world, growing up, jobs, responsibility. Oh, fuck, dude, all these shits. You know what I mean? And what do? You turn to music. You know what I mean? And these, emotionally charged, whether it's dark wave or whether it's like old school fucking like Smiths and Cure, like I like, right? It's all emotional. It all drives emotions, and and you wallow in that, and you live with it, and you deal with it, and then you're able to go back into the world and go survive your capitalistic fucking job and all that shit.
So actually, to piggyback off of that, bro. Actually, let me ask you a question. So the way you look right now, right? Te ves como un cholillo. Like, I'm a gangbang on you, all that kind of stuff, right?
People tell me that, but really, I'm just a Chicano.
No,
dude,
but you're just a Chicano. So in regards to that, though, like based off of your look, you look this and that. Pero on the core of you, you love music. Everything you do is driven by music, right? You got your punk, you got your goth, you got your soul, and everything else in between. Funk, exact, firme funk, right? Firme funk, rob. And so, in regards to that, what do you say to people that try to categorize you based off of how you look specifically, when you really are just this person that enjoys all kinds of music, and you throw so many events that bring people together?
What's so wild, man, is that so I work like a corporate ass job, right? Like I'm I work from home now, work a corporate job, like I'm in white corporate America, right? And it always leads me back to this one quote, which is that one of my old managers, we got to, after I had been there for a while and they realized, my work ethic and all these things, he was like, man, like, you really made me realize that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you're smart, you're on it. Like, I've been their main guy for years. I'm a supervisor now, I'm a manager, I'm the tenure manager there. Like, I got people under me, they trust me. These white people trust me. You know what I mean? They might not put me in front of customers. You know what I mean? Because the customers might feel like they're going to get jacked or some shit. But, like, they respect my work ethic, right? They respect what I do, as they should. I'm a smart motherfucker. You know what I mean? And it was so funny, too, because I was, like, skinheaded out at that time. Punk rock dude to the fullest.
Yeah.
And to them, I was just a gangster from L.A. They didn't see skinhead because I had a bald head. They saw cholo. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you cannot, no matter what subculture you're a part of, you can't wipe the fucking Chicano off of you,
No,
right? So
can't.
you,
Can't.
so that's what I tell people when I go talk to these schools and I go talk to kids and I talk to people in this world is that like I'm not here on some victim mentality shit. When I talk about Chicanos or when I talk about brown pride, that's I'm talking about brown empowerment. I I live and breathe in a corporate world, but I am who I am.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Rob, dude. Like I'm Rob at work. I'm Rob off work. I'm Rob. I'm
Yeah.
fucking Chicano dude. That's who I am. I joke with my people. I take care of my people. I fucking fight for them against the supervisors, and but I also tell them, hey man, like we lost that battle. Like you got to do the job.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. I'm fair with everybody, you know. But I'm just a Chicano dude. I don't have to kiss ass. I don't have to pretend to be white.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what I mean? I'm professional when I need to be, but I'm stern and ghetto when I need to be as well. Like you ain't gonna just
Yeah.
punk me
Yeah.
either, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like you can be whatever you want to be in this world and be who you are.
Yeah.
And can't nobody tell you different.
No.
Right? This is like the same plight like black people trying to fight to why should it their locks be considered unprofessional at work?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how come like if I, dress a certain way or if I wear plugs in my ears or if I'm have tattoos, okay, what does that mean that I'm not professional?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is my culture and my dress and how I act and what does that have to do with me being professional and doing my job and doing it
Yeah.
better than a lot of motherfuckers who can be fucking wearing their Dockers and shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, Charlie.
No, and
Brown empowerment, man.
oh, I 100% agree, and that kind of brings up a, I guess, a more stark culture that has been brought about by corporatism, where it actually incentivizes companies to mute the cultural expression of different minorities and
Yeah.
groups and people in this country. You know, not just the Chicanos, but like you said, black folk.
No,
and,
yeah.
and with locks appearing unprofessional. Okay,
Yeah.
well, just because white folks can't grow 'em
No, yeah,
correctly
it's
doesn't mean that it's unprofessional. Just like,
yeah.
back in
Or
the
like
day,
long hair, right?
long
Like
hair.
the natives with long hair, like they don't
natives-
want that. They want clean. They want
want-
these,
well, clean though.
Yeah,
Clean
they,
though,
yeah, they
right?
want this. Yeah, they want
clean.
us again, and that's all that shit is all rooted in European fucking culture. That's not our shit,
Values and
right?
standards,
Like
values and standards,
even like shaving our heads and doing these things. These are not our things.
no.
Our cultural tribal ways were to be long hair and let it grow and all these things. You know what I mean? So, but,
It's actually very spiritually important as well too.
yes, to
You
a
only
lot
cut
of
your hair
different
off
tribal
when,
people.
when
Yeah,
someone in your family member died.
the morning, the
in the
morning. You know
morning.
what I mean? So like, again, it's these standards that get put into society that we just follow.
Yeah.
But that's what they want. They want us to just be these ants who don't band together.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, man, that movie it's a kids movie, man, but Ants really fucked me up, man,
Yeah.
because it's really like that.
Yeah.
We are really being bullied by these people because they have money. But if we really start to collectively get together, if the working class got together and said, we're not going to take this fucking shit no more, what the fuck are most billionaires don't even know how to do the job that they're paying other people to do.
Nope.
Fucking Steve Jobs, I guarantee you, he probably never built a fucking iPhone in his life.
No.
You know what I mean? Who did? Working class people.
Working class people.
Slaves.
Yeah.
To them, we're slaves. You know what I mean? And so once we can band together and tell them that we're not going to be fucking slaves anymore, man,
It's over
that's
for
the
them.
society, man.
And that's going to be a society
society.
that works for us.
Yeah,
that works
you know what
for
I mean?
us
It has to
better
be,
at least.
Listen, capitalism is not going to work. It's proven not to work. This is it collapsing, and they're trying everything they fucking can to keep us as fucking slaves. The only way we're going to band together is being a tribal community like we are meant to be.
Yeah.
We need to focus on some kind of socialism, some kind of communism, some kind of community effort to say we're not going to kill each other anymore, and we're not going to let these billionaires tell us to kill each other.
Yeah.
We're
Fuck
gonna
that,
that,
man.
man.
Stop the public
Capitalism
from-
have you step on your own mom's back for a fucking dollar.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I say fucking chale.
Did you see that pinche video, the Mr. Beast games? He was like, if you it was like a competition or whatever the fuck. But anyways, he said, if you press that red button, you get $1 million, but your whole team gets sent home.
Oh, I just
In 1 second,
Yeah.
he pressed that shit.
No fucking ifs, ands, or buts.
And and I get it. You know, we got to do what we got to do. But
Yeah.
everybody in the comments was like, "I'm gonna betray. I'm gonna betray. I'm gonna
Of course,
betray."
yeah, because
And-
that's the society
and
that we
that's how
built.
we built it. And then I was just thinking about that, like, bro, it's not that deep, but it also kind of is that deep.
It is
The
that
fact that
deep.
everybody is so willingly,
If
willing
listen,
to
man,
betray everybody else.
yeah, that's
just
what
to
I'm
get
saying,
ahead.
dude. Like, if your main focus, I don't fuck hustle culture, bro.
Yeah.
These people who like push up hustle culture and shit like that.
Get
Fuck all
yourself
that.
up before
Be a
everybody
working
else.
class individual. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Be a working class individual. Yes, get up, go to work every day. But this hustle culture, which is just I'm trying to get the top dollar, and I'm just trying to get paid, chale, because that means you got a price.
Yeah.
And for a price, you'll fuck me over. You'll stab me in the back. I've seen it. I've dealt with it, and that's bullshit.
That's a good point.
Again, that's not community. We're trying to build community. That's why when we started Chicano Boulevard, I've told everybody from the giddy up, I'm not out here trying to network. I'm not out here trying to build partnerships. I'm trying to build relationships.
Yeah.
I want to build relationships with people. I want to have
Community.
conversations with people because that's how you build community.
Yeah.
Fucking, I had a stroke fucking a year and a half ago, and some of the community members, you know, reached out to me, made me food. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I come and just try and sell you something all the time or take money from you all the time, when I'm sick, you're not gonna give a fuck. You're gonna figure out how much money you can get off of me dying. You know what I mean? To recoup back whatever the fuck.
And that's
because
what
there's
happened
no
with Charlie
give back.
Kirk, motherfuckers.
Exactly. There's no give back. There's no, again, like when you take care of somebody, you know that they're gonna take care of you just the same.
Yeah.
That's the give back. That's the back and forth.
Yeah.
I got you. But when I got you, motherfucker, you should get me too. You should. I'm not gonna throw it in your face and make you get me. You should just get me. That you should.
It
But
should
if
come from
but if I
the
teach
place,
you
yeah.
that, if I teach you that, and I show you that, and I'm an example of that, I lead by example. Then you guys fucking learn that that's the way we do it. You know what I mean? All y'all motherfuckers are like my kids, man. Like I'm trying to teach them to be a good character. I'm trying to teach y'all. I'm trying to put that out in the world. I've learned from my mistakes. I've done fucked up shit. I'm trying to better. You know what I mean? I realized. And I don't want to be toxic and I don't want to be a fucking asshole. I want to do better. I want to put better out in the world.
To all of that, I just wanted to speak personally myself and with my interactions with you guys in Chicano Boulevard and say that they have been nothing but accepting to me and every single person out there. You actually don't even have to just be brown. They've accepted everybody that wants to come over there and just be in the culture. But for the most part, it's been very brown oriented and brown supporting. And you guys have thrown so many free events. You guys have done
Everything we
so
try and
much
do is
stuff.
free, yeah.
You guys have helped me out personally along the way. You guys have accepted me like I'm a fucking family, bro. And it's been nothing but amazing. And I gotta say thank you guys so much for all that you do. And the community should come out to more Chicano Boulevard events and really, yeah, man, got a lot of love for you and Isaac and Ben and all the homies and Johnny Tamal, todos, all of you guys, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I
Thank you
really
so much
appreciate that.
Coming
Man.
here, bro.
And I would just if I can, I'd
Yeah,
just like to wrap it up
tell
with
everybody
something and
from
just
Rob.
say, hey, look, like to your point, if you don't know Chicano Boulevard events, you've never been to a Chicano Boulevard event, you don't have to be Chicano to come to a Chicano Boulevard event. You don't have to identify as Chicano. We are Chicano. We are Chicano, and that's what we represent, and that's the type of party you're gonna fucking. That's the vibe that you're gonna get, and that's what we want you to embrace. Again, we're trying to preach brown empowerment, so we're brown and proud, and we have a good time showing that. We have a good time doing that, and everybody's invited. You know what I mean? Just know you're gonna have to come. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to absorb what we're doing. I don't need you to dress in dickies and to be accepted and all this. Just come as you are, man. Come as you are. This is how we get down. We get down a certain way, and we want everybody to come and have a good time because, hey, man, shit, it's fun out here. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro. Well, thank you so much, Rob. And
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all, man.
The humble
What
Isaac
doing,
up
man,
here.
for real, man. You know what I mean?
Follow
I'm proud
Chicano
of y'all,
Boulevard.
motherfuckers.
My name is Isaac Rodriguez, also known as Mr. Simmerdown. I'm the founder of Chicano Boulevard.
Thank you for being here. It means a lot to us. To me, the Chicano Boulevard has been such a foundational thing for me to be able to explore my own Chicanismo. And so having this space and a opportunity to explore myself and what Chicanismo means to me. And I really wanted to, learn more from you and what it means to you.
So Chicanismo to me is it's a way of life. It's how I was born. I'm fourth fifth generation Chicano. So uh, that's just I just grew up hearing uh, you know Chicano, and my parents were you know they grew up the same way, like they were Chicanos. And Chicano, of course, it's like the old saying, we're not accepted over there, we're not accepted over here, so we're like kind of in the middle. But in the middle, we've created our own space, we've created our own world, our own culture. And that's the beauty of Chicanismo, right? We've created, like, we're at a goth night right now, but we're doing it Chicano style, right? Because maybe in the 80s or the 90s, when this scene was really happening, um, a Chicano goes to a goth night, and it's maybe majority white, and we don't feel accepted fully. Um, so we create our own space. You know what I mean? And that's what Chicano is, right? We've always taken a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but we've also added our own flavor to it. And it could be the way we dress, the way we cook our food, the type of music we play, and sometimes you don't even know you're doing it different, right? You think you're just doing it right, but it's always, to me, it's always been a uh a way of life, and just a different style uh, of how we do things. We add our own flavor to it. I mean, it can go deeper than that, but we're like at a party right now, so I'm trying to keep it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to dive in too deep. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we dove into it earlier. We fucking.
Oh, Rob's gonna dive in, bro.
Oh yeah, he
Rob's
did.
gonna dive in, bro.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but for me as a younger Chicano, I'm first generation. My
Right.
parents came here from Mexico,
Okay.
and so for me, it's like I'm I'm barely here.
Yeah.
I'm a first generation, the first citizen,
Right.
and all of this shit. And for me, it's been like what a it's been definitely incredibly challenging for me to figure out who the fuck I am
Right.
growing up here. What I want to know, like, what for you helped you kind of embrace that chicanidad, the idea of it, and how it like helped you in your life.
Yeah. See, that's I think that's that those are the different areas of Chicanismo. Like you said, you're first generation. My family's been here several generations, so like it's never really been a question to me as far as who I am or what I am. Like, I've always known that I was Chicano. I've always known to be proud of who I am. I've always known the struggle, because my mother and my father went through the struggle. My grandfathers fought in World War II and came home, and they weren't accepted for putting their life on the line for this country, right? Their kids, were my parents were punished for speaking Spanish in schools, right? So this is the stories I've heard. You know what I mean? I really don't know the story from anything else. Um, so for first generation, I could tell you this, man. We've been fighting the fight, and welcome to the club, bro. You know what I mean? Welcome to the struggle. Welcome to the fight, because that's what it's been. I'm fourth generation, fifth, but we're the same to the in the colonizers' eyes. It don't fucking matter how long we've been here, bro. We're the same, bro. And I feel like, and I know that we are the same. We, no matter what side of the border you're from, bro, we still have the same blood running through our veins. The same native blood. So I would say, you know, learn your history, learn the history of the struggle, so that way where you came from, and how that struggle has been going on in this country, and those who fought for us to be able to sit down right here, for the equality, because it wasn't given to us. Like, the government just said, "Oh, I want to give RAZA their own. I want to desegregate schools. I want to give them their own, equality." The shit was fought for by Chicanos. You know what I mean? So now that you're here, bro, again, appreciate those who fought before you, and again, you have the freedom to be whoever you want to be and to go in circles and represent. But also, we don't need to go into circles. We can create our own spaces. We can create our own circles. You know what I mean? But that's just, that's just my advice. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you grew up in a different generation compared to where we are now. I That's always the thing that I feel like people constantly struggle with. It's this idea like the never ending fight. You
Right.
know, it's like how can things get worse? But I imagine that things are probably worse.
Yeah, bro. I have no doubt if I ever come across ice, they're gonna fuck with me, bro. And after I just said, like, my grandfathers fought in World War II in Korea, my uncle in Vietnam, they don't give a fuck, bro. Like, it's war on RAZA, bro, and it's war on brown skin. You know what I'm saying? This is, you can have someone with European features, and they're gonna walk right by, and they might not even, be a citizen. They might be here on vacation or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? They see someone like us, bro. Like, that's it, bro. So, I mean, we're in this together, bro. Like, I'm putting myself out there for those who can't speak for themselves. You know what I mean? Because again, it's all about us supporting each other and helping each other out. Because at the end of the day, bro, like I always say, we got the same blood running through our veins, bro, and that's what connects. We come from different cultures, but once we can look past those cultures and accept each other's culture, we can stand for each other and unite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's to add to that, I feel like currently there is this kind of separation of Chicanos across the country. I feel like there's like people in Chicago, people in LA and California, and like people in Texas, and there's like
Mm.
I feel a very strange divide in that. Like
Th-
I don't know where that comes from and that sort of thing.
So that's across the board, though. There most
Yeah.
definitely is, but that's across the board, bro. A European, a white dude from Texas is different than a white guy from New York City. You know what I mean? That is across the board. Like in my age, I realize it's not just a Chicano thing. It's not just a Mexican thing. It's all across the board, bro. Like I said, goes back to it. We come from these different cultures. Rob's from East LA. I'm from H Town, born and raised. And we together we created Chicano Boulevard, right? Once you look past the bullshit that really doesn't matter, then we can focus on building with each other. And that's it. Chicano Boulevard is a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be that way, unfortunately. Um, Cali versus Texas, uh, you know, East Coast versus down south. That's just what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just a way of life. As long as you're not harming another person because of their differences or where they came from, then it's all good, bro. You know what I mean? Like, once you get to know 'em, man, me and Rob realized we grew up exactly the same, bro. Just again, him in LA and me in H Town. You know what I'm saying?
And so for you, Chicano Boulevard, like I want to learn a little bit like why why you started it.
Because so Houston is a very diverse city, and within that diversity, I feel like in the last 20 years, like, spaces for highlighting and celebrating Chicanos kind of were far they were almost non-existent, right? Like, you can go to these spaces and celebrate, you know, H-Town rap hip hop culture, celebrate an international cumbia night, but to celebrate the history of Houston, because Houston has a deep Chicano history. There was nowhere, bro. Like, I looked and looked until it got to the point to where I said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna start doing it myself." So even before Chicano Boulevard, I had other organizations where I was like throwing up the flag. Hey, and I've always created these spaces through DJing. That music has been my outlet to create space, right? So I throw these DJ nights where I'd say, "Hey, I'm gonna be here playing nothing but H Town, Houston Chicano music, or Texas Chicano music. Includes Tejano, right? Because Tejano is like the biggest form of Chicano music, and so that I learned from what I had built before, and came up with this game plan of like, look, I don't have to just narrow it down to music. We can celebrate the style of dress. We can celebrate the lowrider cars. We can celebrate the art, the education, the history. So this is where the idea of Chicano Boulevard came along, because it's like I want everybody to know that this is unapologetically Chicano, but I need to come up with a word that every Chicano would identify with. And no matter what city, what state you're from, if you're from the barrio, the boulevard is where life is for that neighborhood, right? That's where the taqueria is. That's where the pandaria is. That's where the washateria is. That's where you go cruising on the weekends. So I was like, okay, Boulevard, I got it. That's it. But what Boulevard? What Chicano Boulevard? That says it. That says it all, right? So that's where the name came from, Chicano Boulevard, and the name even inspired me. I was like, oh, I dig it. You know what I mean? So once I hooked up with Rob, um, and Rob was on board. We just started rolling, and everybody comes along. They mess with what we're doing, and it's just all been organic. We've been here for the people, not just throwing DJ nights, not just throwing car events, giving out free haircuts to kids going back to school with Easton Barber. Shout out to Easton Barber, giving back free shoes to kids going back to school, free gift cards to families going back to school, free Thanksgiving dinners for the radio, free tamale dinner for the radio for Christmas. All these things we do, and no sponsors, out of our own pocket, because I've always felt, and I've told the guys, if we're going to come up with the plan, we should be able to execute that plan on our own without asking for help. Now, don't get me wrong, help is great. If people see what we're doing and they say, hey, I want to contribute, then come on with it. But one of our goals is like, hey man, there's four grown men in Chicano Boulevard. We should be able to do this and hopefully set an example. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get help, but these people that are helping you, they have ulterior motives, right? They want to slap their logo on it. Their logo has nothing to do with community, with the cultura. They want to buy their way into what we've created here, and we have to be careful and mindful of who we just let come in. So that's why, if we can do it on our own, then let's just do it on our own, bro. We don't have to worry about all that. Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me. Y'all keep doing what y'all are doing, bro. This right here is a whole part of of highlighting Chicanos, right? Because man, let's keep it real, bro. Every other podcast that's popping right now, it's all drama, it's all bullshit that doesn't fucking matter, that just brings our people down, bro. But you got two youngsters here that are highlighting the raza, the community, and doing it from the bottom of your heart. And I know how passionate you are about this. I've known you for a minute, bro, and I've known you, and I know how passionate you are about it. So man, Chicano Boulevard has y'all back whenever we can, bro. And I just want to tell y'all, keep doing it, bro. Don't be discouraged. Don't slow down. Y'all be each other's inspiration, each other's push when y'all need a push, bro. Because this right here is what the community needs, not just in Houston, but all over, bro. Positive, Chicano, media. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel y'all doing, man. So keep doing y'all thing, bro, and do it with Chicano power and corazon, bro. And y'all gonna make it, bro. And like I said, bro, as y'all big homie, y'all let me know what y'all need from Chicano Boulevard, and we got y'all, brother. But hey, man, I'm in with this, bro. Chicano power. Let's go.
Okay, is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
All right, so we did shoot out a little bit of an outro, but after having talked to Rob and Isaac, I wanted to end it on a little bit more of a positive note.
I mean,
That-
yeah, it's always important, especially to me, to be able to listen to people who've been here, who've lived multiple lifetimes.
More than all right, let's not call them that old,
All
bro.
right, they're like 30 or something.
They're 40s, bro. 40, 50.
No, but like,
They're half
Like-
their age.
yeah, they're like, I don't know what Rob is, but like fourth gen, type shit. And so, for me, I forget how many generations you're in.
Oh, I'm first generation.
Yeah, so we're both first generation. So it's nice to have that camaraderie,
Yeah.
and connection, and just be encouraged. Because a lot of the times, motherfuckers start up a podcast and like they talk about the dumbest shit ever, and you know, it's nice to have the validation.
Yeah, I agree, but it's also just really nice to just talk to the older Chicanos. You know, the ones that don't want to put us down, that actually want to lift us up and lift up the community. You know, like I feel like a lot of Gen X was lost in the whole Trump shit. You know, and to have two vatos that just see us and is like, I want to support you guys because you guys put out, or you guys want to do good for the community, is beautiful because these guys are huge inspirations to me, and I'm sure you
Oh,
as
yeah.
well, because of how much they actually do for the community. Isaac himself highlighted it. They do so many free events where they raise a lot of money, or not raise money, but they give out food. You know, they actually put their money where their mouth is, dude. And to see that kind of support coming our way, and from a lot of you as well too, you know, lending your ears to our voices, it means a lot.
Yeah, especially the hate comments. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for those. We get those?
Yeah, you haven't seen them? That
No,
shit was
I haven't
funny.
seen them.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them, bro. Maybe for the best. I don't know.
yeah. I saw that shit and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna respond.
Nah, just let it be. People
Yeah.
can feel what they want to feel. I mean, if you hate us, you hate us, bro. We ain't gonna change your mind. That's just how it is.
Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure
Thank
you
you
hit
guys
the like, the subscribe, the notification bell to know when the next one's coming.
Yeah.
But thank you for the support. Appreciate it. I'm Sergio Valverde.
And I'm Eduardo Rios,
I'm a Chicano filmmaker.
and I'm a punk rock fool.
Check us out. Link in the bio or link in the description. And we'll see you on the next one.